Hey there, beings, people, other digital things. If this is your first time here, I am Dear Jamie, your self-invested storyteller or your self-awareness data journalist, where we're going through the data in life, collecting it, and applying it to our self-awareness journey. Today, I am going to share with you a study that many of us have heard before. Hopefully we have. If you haven't heard of this study, I would love for you to tell me in the comments. But today's study is going to come from the doll test. What is the doll test? So the doll test is a psychological study that was conducted first in the 1940s by Drs. Kenneth and Mamie Clark. What was their objective? They wanted to study the psychological effects of segregation on those who identify as African American children. The Clarks wanted to understand how race and racism influence the children's self-perception and self-esteem. I thought this was a good video for us to start in 2024 because I have been consuming a lot of content in 2023 and before. It's black versus white, it's blue versus red, it's ugly versus cute, it's social versus non-social. Like, when are our brains going to explode from all of these disputes about what's right and what's wrong? This is a significant study because I was a child that grew up and I looked outside in the world and I said, world, this doesn't make sense. Why are we making this thing about color such a big deal? But I'm not going to get too much into that because I really want to share this video with you. I'm going to put it on the screen for us to go through it together. So let's go ahead and watch that video. All right, let's go.
Doll is the black doll? Which doll is the black doll? And which one is the white doll? Which doll is the pretty doll? Which doll is the nice doll? And which doll is the bad doll? And why is that doll pretty? Which doll is the ugly doll?
Because he's black.
Which doll looks most like you?
Can you show me the doll that looks bad? And why does that look bad? Because it's black.
Mm.
And why do you think that's a nice doll? Because she's white.
I just want to pause it right here because I've seen this video before, but as I'm watching it right now, I'm just thinking like about adults and how children are really just human beings that one day become adults. And as you look at these children right now, they really have one idea about good and bad. And the way that it's presented to them might also be a question of methodology, but it's also not very far-fetched from how people respond to life today. It's whatever has been presented to them, whatever environment they've been in, if they believe something to be a truth and there's no source to it, they just go with that and they don't even know why. What makes one doll good or bad? What makes it that both can't exist in the same frame? And you would think that as we grow up and we mature and we become these people that are adults, I don't know, I'm still working on my adultness, but as we become adults, we think, oh, you know, our thoughts mature. We know better than to say that one doll is good because of the color of their skin. But is that really true? We really still are having arguments here in 2023/2024. We have a lot of children who become adults. And that's one of the ways that I see the world in my lens. I see that child in all of us. I think this study is really, really interesting because it's the root of a lot of self-awareness that I am interested in. I'm interested in the conversations about race. I'm interested in the conversation about spirituality. I'm interested in the conversations about that self-love and that relationship that we have with other people. Like, why is that so strained? This black and white experience. So let's go back and I'm going to go ahead and finish the video. How do I get back to it? Oh, here we go.
Can you give me the doll that looks like you? 15 out of the 21 children preferred the white doll. That one.
Which one?
This one.
Why do you want that skin color?
Because I don't know why.
What do you think of that skin color?
Well, it looks kind of whitish
Why do you want that skin color?
because it looks lighter than this kind. Because this looks a lot like that one. I just don't like the way brown looks because the way brown looks really nasty for some reason, but I don't know what reason.
So you think it looks nasty?
Well, not really, but sometimes.
Sometimes. And Brielle, they asked what color adults don't like. Remember what you said? That's right. That's what you said. Why do you think adults don't like that color? Dark. And adults, you think adults don't like dark?
Maybe some adults do, but maybe some of them don't.
And then which was the ugly child?
Show me the smart child. Okay, why is she the smart child? Show me the mean child. Okay, why is she the mean child? Okay. Show me the good child. Why is she the good child?
Because I think she looks like me.
Okay. Show me the bad child. Why is she the bad child? Show me the ugly child. Why is she the ugly child?
¿Y por qué? Porque ¿cuál muñeco te gusta más? ¿Cuál muñeco es bueno?
Es porque tengo más confianza.
That's interesting. Did you catch that? This child says that he trusts one color more than the other. And I would be so interested in picking out another video from maybe 2023 to see if that changed a lot, because although I understand that colorism is still a thing in communities and there's still this black, white, darker, I also feel like there are people who do embrace the color of their skin, and there has been a change in parenting where we've exposed our children, and when I say we, I'm thinking of those who identify as people colored in brown happiness. We've exposed our children to other ways of thinking. And when it comes to other communities, honestly, I can't even speak for my own community. I can only really speak for my household. But I've been around different communities, and I also feel like there's this understanding that people have evolved from this thinking. But I wonder what you guys think. Do you feel like this is really, really heavy? Did we make any progress from the time that these videos? Now, this was on 11 years ago when they put this up. So, wow, that's even 11 years ago, I feel like I feel like I still think the same, but that could be because of my upbringing. My mom did not talk about race at all. I don't think that it was a conversation I remember having. And when I got to college and I started to get exposed to other people and how they thought about everything that's going on in America as it relates to color, then I got another understanding. I mean, a majority part of my childhood and growing up, I didn't really have those type of conversations. But when I talk to some friends or just people or strangers or people in Uber, I get a different understanding of people's different upbringings and how they think. You all in the comments, let me know about where you stood 11 years ago. Did you embrace all cultures and all colors, or did you feel like dark was worse and white was better? Did you trust white more than you trust black? I honestly do remember a time of feeling like there was a group that controlled everything, and they were in all of the game commercials that I watched growing up, and I didn't see a lot of me, and I was like, hey, can we just make more people look like me in these commercials? But I also saw a lot of 90s shows that looked like me, and they were like fun shows and smart people on the show, like the smart guy, right? He was on the show and he was smart, he was brown. So I saw a lot of representation growing up in the 90s where I didn't have these type of ideas that black was worse. I saw a lot of beauty in black growing up. So-called black.
Es malo. ¿Por qué? Que este café es malo. Muñeco.
Oh, wait. This is a doll. This doll represents everyone that they see that looks like this color, and that means that they all hit. But does that make it absent for the other color? This is so interesting. I'm so excited that we decided to watch this today, aren't you guys? This is so crazy to me. I still go out into the earth and I'm like, what? What in the world is happening? So that thought that I forgot earlier, was I remember a time where I thought that there was a community that was, you know, a little smarter. It was because I seen them in certain positions and I didn't see a lot of people that look like me in certain positions. But then life progressed and I got older and I did see myself in other positions. And I did gain a trust in people who looked like me more because I also saw content of other communities that didn't look like me doing some very scary and crazy things. And I was like, how could I trust these scary people? There's a certain characteristic that keeps showing up in all these crime episodes. I would not want that person to be my doctor. Then when I realized that there's a lot of people out here who hate people because of the color of their skin that were in high positions, I said, I would have to lean to people who might look like me because they might be less likely to harm me. But here's the catch. People are people making decisions. So we couldn't really classify or put people in a group because even though we want to believe that because someone looks like me that they're going to have my back, it's not always the truth. And because someone looks different than me, they're not going to have my back. That's not always the truth. That's what life has taught me. You tell me in the comments, has life taught you that people who look like you are most likely to have your back? Or have you had experiences where you were able to trust all people just by the content of their character, as Dr. King would say? I'm so curious. Let me know in the comments, what is life and for you? I'm just sharing myself because this is a self-awareness experience. We're having this dialogue. Connect with me. Let me know what you think in the comments. And there's no right or wrong answer. I really want us to present and come to these conversations because this is work for us. Really, when they go through these questions with the children and they say, "Por qué?" or they say, "Why?" There was an answer that stood out to me. I don't know. I don't know. And I believe that some of these children grew up to be adults and still may not know, but just owned whatever they thought. And the goal of self-awareness is just to be aware what we think. So I can say today that I'm not proud to say that I trusted one group of people more than the other because they look like me. But I am thankful to have a sit down to say that I then progress to think maybe I should focus on the content of the character and the fruits of people work instead of just the outward. Okay, let's go back to the video.
Blanco. Están bonitos y su raza también.
¿Cuál muñeco se parece más a ti?
Un poquito a este. Es que soy un poquito güerita de mis piernitas y de mis aquí, de mi espalda y de mi cabeza y mi...
¿Cuál muñeco se parece más a ti?
Why is she the bad child?
And why is he the ugly child?
Because he looks like he white.
Why is he the dumb child?
Because he has dark brown skin.
Why is she the bad child?
Because he makes fun of everybody else.
Show me the child who has the skin color most adults like. Okay, why is she the dumb child?
Because she has black skin.
I didn't know as a child if this person was white or black. I knew that they were different. But even with this person standing out being so different, I still didn't feel like there was a bad or good. Like, this person was my friend. They were my neighbor and they looked unique and different. There were also other shades growing up that I thought were beautiful that weren't necessarily white and they weren't necessarily dark skinned, or they were somewhere in between and they were also dark skinned. And I didn't have a lot of exposure to the community of the lightest brown of America, the lightest brown of America. I never had that community until I got into third grade. And then when I was exposed to this community, it didn't feel too different. It was just like, oh, there's new people. I don't know what made me not have that much self-hate, but I wonder if it was the absence of not having anything taught to me of what is bad or good. And the reason why I say this is because somewhere it's been taught, maybe it was not directly taught, maybe the child didn't sit down with their parent and their parents say black is bad and white is good. Maybe it was the way that they were exposed to media. Maybe it was how they saw people treat other people and they were very attentive. One thing I want to point out in this video before we go back is there's one girl that says neither, and I'm like, that would have been me, I believe. I don't know. And listen, I'm trying to be so like self-aware. You're not the best person in the world. You got a lot of work to do in your life. Be humble, right? I really do believe that there's so much work that we all have to do as a mankind. And so this is what these videos are going to be about. And I really want us to be honest, and I'm going to be as honest as possible with these. So there's going to be videos that come out where I'm like, yeah, that's my bad. This one, I wanted to start off with this one because this has been a question I had most of my life. I do not understand this battle between black and white. And there are books that are out there now. There's a lot of content out there where they tell you what the root of it's from, and they tell you, how there's systems that put this in place, and we all just fell for it. We just fell for it, and we kept falling for it over and over again. And it seems so embedded in our entire world on earth that we just can't ungrip it. That's out of control. Let's finish the video.
Why is he the mean child? Show me the bad child. Why is he the bad child?
Because he's black.
Okay. Show me the ugly child. Why is he the ugly child? Show me the child who has the skin color most adults like. And show me the child who has the skin color most adults don't like.
Very good point. I want us to think about our feelings as we watch the video. And as I watch the video, as someone with the American culture would identify as black, but would label herself as happy chocolate. That video was interesting to watch. One of the reasons why is because when you see that these children constantly think that the darker is the bad and the ugly, now I'm thinking about going into the world, and my thought in the back of my head is now like, dang, you think I'm ugly and I'm bad because I'm dark? But before I watching this like this with the review with you guys, I don't think I'm thinking about that. But it's something to seed. These are the type of seeds that grow. And this is why we have to be mindful about our dreams and our thoughts and the people that surround us and what we engage in, because we have to take this type of content and be able to understand these are some children. This is what their experiences is, and this is valid. There probably were some things that they've seen. There are probably some systems that are in place. What do we do with it now and today? How do we feel about ourselves, and how can we continue to engage with the feeling that edifies us and allows us to be the best version of ourselves in society? Because here's one thing. Once we get seeds where it's like, oh, all these people hate me because I'm this, and it might not be that all these people hate you because of this. This might be a seed that was embedded in them, and then we all just kept going with the flow. Like, you're bad and we're good, and you're good and you're not bad. But no one has stopped and thought, what in the world are y'all doing? Why? That don't make no sense. What is the reason? When that girl says, I don't know, and the other girl says, neither, some parents are doing a good job. They're doing a good job. So what do I want to do with this information? Here's another self-assignment that I have to close out today's session. And what I did is I went to ChatGPT and I said, ChatGPT, let's create a version of this doll test for a little bit more modern, and let's create some questions out of it. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to put a picture, and here's our self-assignment that I would love for you guys to participate. All right, so here's the first picture. This is a picture of two figures, action figures. One has dark skin and is wearing a blue and red costume. The other has a light skin and is wearing a green and black costume. They have dynamic poses. What I want you to do with your journals is to say, which one would you choose based on how relatable or appealing you find them? Which one would you choose and why? I'll go first. I'm definitely choosing the one with the green and black. Why? Because I can see that she looks like a woman, and I'm a woman, and she has skin color the same as mine, and I also love the color green. I do not identify as a man. That's why I would choose it. So it's going to be different for you guys. We're having so much fun. All right, so here's an image onto smartphones. A popular male music artist with dark skin and the other displays an image of a popular female music artist with light skin. Both artists are stylish and have confident poses. All right, so based on these two wallpapers, if you had to choose one of these smartphones solely based on its wallpaper, which one would you choose and why? I'm going to choose the male one because, hello, he's all dressed up and I don't really want a picture of a woman that I don't know. And that's really how I'm looking at this. I know this is an interesting game. Most people might say neither. I wouldn't want to have neither. But if you had to choose, because you're going to choose it. Which one would you choose? All right, so this is the billboard. One billboard advertises. So this is fun because we're talking about advertisement because we know that advertisements and media have an impact on us. One has a high-end luxury electric car, sleek and modern design, while the other advertises an affordable, eco-friendly compact car, low environmental impact. If you had an opportunity to choose one of these cars based on the advertisement alone, which car would you choose and why? I'm going to choose the luxury car because the only reason why is because I have all these children and I'm not going to be able to fit them in a compact car. But there is an idea that I will want to, I want to do eco-friendly. I want it to be affordable. Also, the modern car that's all electric looks cute. However, I do not want to drive an electric car. I believe in gas. My phone always is on red and is dying, and I just know that I would have to charge my car too much. So just because of the playing the game, I'm going to choose the electric car. So let's go ahead and go back to another one. All right. So here is a picture of books. So now we're judging a book by its cover. One book is a scientific text with a cover with cosmos and scientific symbols. Another is a spiritual or religious text with nature and spiritual imagery. If you were to choose one of these books to read based on the cover alone, which one would you pick and why? I'm definitely picking the one with the nature background with the spiritual imagery because it looks so cute to me. If I had to choose between the two, that's just what I would choose. The first one I wouldn't choose because it's, I don't know, the background being like it is, just wasn't the best work from ChatGPT. This next one, here's an image of two paths. One is a shadow path of the forest, and the other has a more open area of the forest and less defined. If you were standing at the fork in the forest, which part would you choose to take and why? I'm going through the lighter path. I always want to choose the lighter path. I don't care what y'all say about the struggle. I have overcome some struggles with the Lord Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. Thank you, Jesus. Give me the lighter path. Give me the lighter path. I understand the darkness and all the trials and the tribulation. It gives you more content. As a content creator, it gives you more context as a human being. It makes you more da-da-da-da. I can be an observer. I will watch everyone from their mistakes. I do not want to go through a whole bunch of suffering. If I can reduce it, I will try my best to be a better person or to do all the things that would make it not that way. But give me the lighter path. That is why I choose that one. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. So we have two watches this time. One is a high-tech advanced smartwatch with a sleek design, and the other is a simple classic wristwatch. And given the choice between these two watches, which one would you prefer to wear and why? Now, here's the truth. I want the sleek design. And when it comes to the way that I see people, as far as like if they choose an Android or an iPhone, this makes me think of that because most of the time you think of like people who wear the classy watches or or who have an Android. I feel like those are the people that we need in the world, right? They're simple, they're clear, they're smart, they're intelligent, and they're not worried about how they look all the time. In a way that is superficial. Like they still have a classy, look to them and they are put together and they're real, genuine people. I don't know where I get this idea from. I have to find the source of it. But for some reason, I feel like people who have Android phones are going to help the world be a better place. I really do. I like iPhones though. I would want to use an iPhone. I would, if I could, if there was a perfect world between Android and iPhone and you could just put the baby in between, that's where I would really sit, you know. But when it comes to just easy access, seamless experience, the iPhone gives you that. When it comes to like real stuff, real data, real getting the gritty, itty witty, you know, non-iPhone, right? And so I don't know where to get this idea from, but I'm interested. Do you guys have any similar ideas like that when it comes to just the devices that people wear and what assumptions can be made by them? I know that sometimes we make jokes about them, but do you really carry them? I really do. I really do feel like when I meet people who don't have iPhones, these are some real people. But I've also met people who have iPhones who are real people because I'm a real person and I like people. Sometimes. Not all. Not all the time. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, so here's an image of two modern urban murals. One showcases a vibrant, colorful abstract design filled with dynamic shapes and bright colors. The other has a black and white portrait of a well-known historical figure. Which of these two murals resonates more with you and why? I don't know. I feel like everyone watching this video might pick the colorful, vibrant one. Anyway, I'm choosing the vibrant color. What are you guys choosing? Here's two contrasting educational environments. So the first shows a traditional classroom with a row of desks, and the other has a modern technology-driven learning space with interactive digital boards, collaborative tables, and student uses tablets. Both represent different approaches to education. They're not really about race, but I really want us to kind of identify how it's one or the other when we choose this. So, which of these educational settings do you think is more effective for learning and why? Now, this one is very difficult for me because when there's so much technology and there's not enough like, you know, writing and books, like I feel overwhelmed in some places. However, I love whiteboards that are all like technical, but I also love boards that are like regular whiteboards. I have no idea for this one. If I had to choose, I want to go for the traditional one. Tell me guys in the comments what you think. Here's two images. One is a conventional office setting with cubicles, office chairs, and computers. The second shows a contemporary co-working space with open seating, lounge areas, and a casual collaborative atmosphere. In which of these environments do you think you would be more productive and why? I'm definitely going for the co-working space. I actually go to a co-working space. I love the colors in a co-working space. I love the idea of meeting other entrepreneurs and talking and having discussion. I love the big tables and just like, hey, you know, you can get something to drink here and print out your papers. I just love that. And a co-working space that's all like fresh and with the cute furniture, because then I can like come in there and be like, cute furniture. So that's all for today. I really wanted to have this video with you guys because I wanted to show a framework of how some of the videos will be here on the channel. I'm also going to be inviting those who are content creators to come on the channel this year so that we can host in some of the games as it relates to social media. So I'm so pumped and so excited about that. Please like, comment, subscribe to this channel. I am a content creator trying to get out here to present to you not only just content in a way that is on YouTube for gain. I'm really here because I'm excited. This is if you want to help society, if you want to help the community, me engaging in thoughts and creating this content is just helping humanity because I can be a better person for all the people around me if I also focus on my passion. And I think about coming on live, and I'll be sharing some lives with you when I'll be going through my own book that I wrote as a self-awareness journey, and I'm going to be rewriting that book and going through that with a tooth and comb. So I am excited about 2024. I know it's just another 365 days. It really doesn't make a difference, but collectively we've all decided that this is a happy new year. And so I'm going to happy new year it up, okay? And be consistent and show you guys how much I love to have these conversations and to see what we can pull from it together. This is a self-awareness journey that I am a part of. And I'm inviting you all not to just take my self-awareness journey and just sit at it on a screen, but to explore with me and to engage with me, to give me ideas of other, studies that you want to go through or content that you think that we can explore together to really test how we respond and how we can approach this content as we approach other people in the world in the best way possible. Until next time, hold on to you as much as you can. Hold on to your healthy well-being and your mind. Bye.